You aren't making the amount of money that you want to make yet because you haven't become the person capable of making that amount of money yet. I cannot remember who it was who said that. If you know who it was, please comment down below because it's been bothering me. But it is so true. You wouldn't give a 2-year-old $10,000 to spend on whatever they want because that would be irresponsible. I believe in God, and if you believe in a higher power or the universe, the same concept applies. And I believe that He has called us, and specifically business owners, to be good stewards over what He has given us. And just like giving a 2-year-old $10,000, He's not going to give us something that we are not ready to handle because that would be irresponsible. And we still might be a 2-year-old or even a teenager in our business journey. So why would He give us more when we're not ready to handle it? So how can we become capable and have the ability to be able to handle more? To start making progress towards becoming that person, we need to shift our identity and grow into that person who is capable of making and managing and being responsible for that kind of money. And the easiest way to do this is to raise your baseline and your standards. For this context, I'm defining a baseline of minimum performance required and standards as non-negotiables in your life. And if you're wondering who is this guy and why is he not wearing a shirt, my name's Tyler. I've built a multiple six-figure online business, and I make these videos without a shirt because I enjoy life better without a shirt. And I talk about my experiences and lessons that I've learned on my journey of building a multiple six-figure online business and how I built it so that I didn't hate my life, because that's a common problem. So we build a business and we don't love the business that we've built. So I don't want that for you. So I'm sharing these lessons, hoping that you can avoid that and build a business that you love and enjoy your life. So the first thing, and probably the most important thing, is to take care of your health so that you're functioning at 100% and not at 70% or even 50% like most people are. To give you a really good example of just how bad of a problem this is, my car currently is having a little bit of an issue on one of the cylinders. Now, it is a 6-cylinder engine. If you don't know much about cars, don't worry. Just imagine that there are 6 holes that make power in your car, okay? There are 6 tubes. And one of these tubes is having a problem, and it is not one of the cylinders, and it is not functioning properly, so it's currently running on 5 cylinders. So I have to obviously fix that. Waiting on parts, but it is running on 5 out of the normal 6 cylinders. Now, if you look at this, you would think, okay, yeah, it's down 1 cylinder, but at least it still has 5. Well, not only is it down 1 cylinder, so that, when I step on it, I don't have as much power as I normally do. Not only is it down 1 cylinder, but also the other 5 cylinders are carrying the dead weight of the 6-cylinder that is not running properly, because if you know how an engine works, then you understand. If you don't worry about it, just stick with me here. Because there is dead weight that accumulates in that because there are mechanical parts moving. And so not only am I running 5 out of 6 cylinders, the 5 also have to carry the dead weight of the 6th cylinder, so I have even less power. And this is how most people run. Most people's bodies and health and mental health and everything runs on 4 out of 6 cylinders maybe, right? It runs so poorly. So not only are you just down 1 cylinder where you're tired, you're having brain fog, or you find it hard to focus, but you're also having to compensate by using emotional energy, caffeine, or spending way too much time getting a task done. And as you can see, this is affecting many other areas of your life. And we have businesses so that we can enjoy life and not be dragged down by them. So when it comes to your health, I want you to be running at 100%, not 70%. And if you're interested in how to do that, I made a video on my channel. You can go find it. It's called How I Healed My Body with Food. It only has a few views, but it's literally so important. It's the most important thing because it is the ultimate hack to getting things done and making more money with your business and becoming a better person and leveling up so that you can be capable of handling more responsibilities in the form of scaling your online business, growing your business, making more money, whatever you want to call it. But that is the first and most important thing that you absolutely have to do. It is a standard, right? It is a non-negotiable, and you should have a baseline of health that you never dip down below. and your baseline should be 90% or higher, right? Maybe you're not 100% all the time, I get that, but your baseline of your health should at least be 90%. But so many people are running in the 50 to 70%, and it is not ideal. And the second thing is, how can we get more done in less time? So obviously the first part of that is pretty obvious, is distractions and focus. So if you're having a lack of focus, like I mentioned, it might be because of your health, but it could also be because of other outside issues or sources or environments. So make sure your phone is on like a focus mode. On iPhone, they have focus modes, which are really helpful. I use those all the time. On your laptop, on your phone, have those on focus modes. Have your phone on vibrate and put it across the room so you can't hear it. Whatever that may be that you need to do. But put yourself in an environment that is conducive to focus, and also keep it really simple to avoid distractions and to maintain your best focus. Keep it really simple. So when I'm working on writing down my ideas, writing down my thoughts, writing down a couple bullet points for these videos, I have a white screen with just the page on it, and that's it. And I write on it until I'm completed with it, and then I'm done. I don't have a bunch of tabs open. I don't have a million things going on, because that will give you the lowest quality of work. So one task at a time, period. No multitasking. End of story. And then another really good thing that I do is to use time constraints. So even if I say, usually I work in 4-hour deep work periods, once a day is typically what I do, and then I do my other miscellaneous things scattered throughout whenever is best and most convenient for me. But I always have a 4-hour chunk in the day that I get the deep work done, I get the most important stuff done, I get the videos, the daily YouTube videos done, whatever it needs to be. I make sure I get that done. And let's say my 4-hour time period is usually noon to 4 o'clock. And it may, spill over a little bit to 4:15 or even 4:30 sometimes. But for the most part, it's 4 hours. And since I have that constrained time, I need to get X amount of tasks done in that time. I will get that done in that time. However, if I spend time doing other stuff in between, getting distracted, doing other things, that's when that time period of tasks that should take 4 hours start to get extrapolated over, and it ends up taking 6, 7, 8 hours, 10 hours all day long. And that's where you hear these people being like, yeah, I'm working so hard, and I was there before too. So don't think this is me telling you what to do. I have been there 100%. This is me telling myself, yeah, work so hard, 10, 12 hours, 16-hour days, and it's like, you could have done all that in 4 hours. So use actual time constraints. And then the last thing for how to get more work done in less time is work on things on a project basis. For some people, some people don't work as well, but in this way, but for most entrepreneurs, including myself, I work really well on a project basis. And I think it's because we get excited at new opportunities, at new projects, at new ideas. And if we can work on a project basis, and we just, like, we've all been there, right? Staying up till 3 a.m, working on something, working on that course, working on that website, working on that client's plan and strategies or whatever it is, right? We've all been there before. And when you're working on a project, you get in the flow state. Time seems to just flow by really quickly, but you get so much work done because we're really motivated. Like I said, most of us are really motivated to work on a project basis because we want to start something and we want to finish it. We don't want to leave things unfinished. So if you can work on a project basis, this will absolutely get your tasks done so much faster. And once again, one singular focus. Don't bounce back and forth between projects. Working on a project basis means starting a project, finishing a project, moving on to the next project. Don't bounce back and forth between projects. And then the last part I want to leave you with that I really want you to think about and take away from this video is to leverage your inputs to multiply the outputs. So I have 2 questions that I want you to answer. Write it down, answer it in your head, talk about it with a friend, whatever that may be. But the first one is, how can you do one singular task, and what task is it that you can do that will supply you with multiple outcomes? So what is one thing that you can do that will give you compounding effects and multiple outcomes and not require much at all or require other people's energy and time rather than your own? So for me, it's these daily YouTube videos. Number one, they're compounding because on YouTube, I post a video and then 3 days later, and then it'll blow up and get a couple hundred views. And so for me, that's great because I can make that once and then post it, and then it will be there forever. People will continue watching it, and it is a compounding effect. And then I can also take these and I clip these and I take the good clips from them and I post them as content on my other platforms too, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube Shorts, whatever that is. And then I also have guidelines and bullet points that I riff off of from these videos that I first write out. And those, I can turn those into emails. I can turn those into Twitter posts. I can do a lot with them. I can make them written posts on Facebook. That's what works really well for me. So for you, I want you to think about what is one task that you can do that's a huge needle mover and is a core for center of your business. And what is the one thing that you can do? Maybe it's a once a day task, but you know what it is as I'm talking to you right now. What is the one main thing that you need to do? And how can you, if it's not already, how can you turn that into something that is getting you multiple outcomes and not just input one, output one, but how can you input one and output 5 or input one and output 10? So you need to find that one thing if you don't have it already. And that is an incredible compounding and multiplication effect that will absolutely skyrocket your business and then also allow you to do more with your time and become that person capable of making the amount of money that you want to make. And the second question I have for you is I want you to think about how can you reprioritize your tasks and what tasks are you doing right now that you shouldn't be doing and what tasks are you not doing right now that you should be doing. So this goes into what is necessary and what is not necessary. How can we cut the fat of things that are very low outcomes, or how can we get rid of or outsource, or if it's an important thing, outsource it. If it's not important, cut the fat. Don't do it anymore. Why are you still doing it? Don't hold on to it just to hold on to it. It's okay to let go of things. I feel like some people might need to hear that right now. So how can you do one task and get multiple outcomes? Question number one. And question number two is what tasks should you be doing, and then what tasks should you not be doing? So I want you to think about that. I'm going to leave you with that there. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the daily YouTube videos. We are hammering them out right now. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the lessons and experiences from growing an online multiple six-figure business and not hating my life, enjoying life, living life to the fullest, and taking care of yourself and living a good life and helping others and all of that good stuff. So we'll see you tomorrow.